When it comes to sea monsters, there's none that can compare to the Megalodon. This prehistoric beast has been the inspiration for dozens of movies and has fueled the imaginations of thousands of people over the past decades. In fact, more than a few sailors and bathers claim to have sighted a creature similar to this ocean beast, even though it has been extinct for a very long time. However, today, we are here to talk about possibilities and show you that our oceans aren't as safe as you might imagine. In reality, the depths hide great secrets. At this time, we'll take you to 5 places where the Megalodon could still exist. Are you ready to be afraid of the coasts of some countries? If so, then let's get started. Number 5. Australia. The first place we're going to visit is extremely popular and world-renowned for being home to some of the most monstrous creatures on the planet. Australia is one of those countries whose biodiversity has allowed any form of life to thrive at an accelerated rate in its different habitats. For this reason, it isn't surprising that its coasts have been the protagonists of a lot of sightings, not only of monstrous sharks and strange sea creatures, but of the Megalodon itself. The stories date back to 1918, when the Port Stephens crabbers were returning home after a productive day when they came across an unnatural creature. According to the word of these men, it was a shark that exceeded 10 meters in length. It was as thick as a launch and had a jaw that threatened to swallow their small boat in 3 bites. The beast kept prowling around them for a long time until it tried to take them down. Its immediate target was the cargo they were carrying, and in the midst of the chaos, the crabbers decided to give up their catch in exchange for escaping alive from that chilling situation. From that moment on, reports and sightings of these monstrous sharks haven't ceased to emerge in the different ports of Australia. In fact, every year there are new reports that seem to indicate that one of the most terrifying and deadly creatures in the history of mankind is living in the depths of this country. Number 4. California. We'll now take a quick trip from Australia to California, the home of sharks and the largest lair of the most terrifying creatures to be recorded on this side of the planet. This may seem strange to you since California is a popular place known for its wide variety of beaches and extraordinary cultural offerings. However, like all places in the world, it also holds disturbing secrets, and one of them is the possible existence of a Megalodon. At least, this is what many members of fishing societies and associations in the area claim. Most of them even have a name for this creature, which has been investigated by History Channel and Discovery News programs. Its name is the Black Demon, and each of its descriptions is equally puzzling. Fishermen and sailors who have sighted this creature describe it as a shark at least 13 meters long, with reddish eyes, as thick as a Boeing 757 airplane, and a weight that could bury a car in the sand. Its skin is an intense blue that makes it look almost black, and its jaw has such pressure that it has matched numerous fishing boats. As is logical, the Black Demon has become a legend in the area, and although many are convinced that it's nothing more than a simple myth, the reality is that it could be a grandson of the Megalodon, and it might not be alone. Number 3. New Zealand. Another of the places with the highest number of sightings of monstrous sharks can be found in New Zealand. Although its clear water coast seems like a paradise that attracts thousands of tourists every year, in reality, there are some chilling mysteries that many prefer not to talk about. On these shores, there have been some spooky disappearances, and most of the locals seem to know the reason why. Since 1918, New Zealand has become one of the epicenters of huge sharks. One of the largest white shark families congregates here, and there seems to be enough food in its depths to feed much wilder, prehistoric creatures. In fact, most veteran fishermen, those who have been cruising these beaches for nearly 60 years, claim that, at least once in their lives, they have come across a beast that has similar characteristics in all of their descriptions. Everyone describes it as a monstrous shark with thick, dark skin, a dense prehistoric skeleton, a size that exceeds 10 meters, and a huge mouth with which it has even managed to crush the bodies of white sharks in one bite. Of course, no one has deciphered whether this beast could be really a megalodon, but considering the good conditions of this place, no one doubts that if there's an area where the next megalodon could be born, that's New Zealand. Number 2. South Africa. Where it comes to monster sharks, it's practically impossible not to mention the coasts of South Africa. There have been not only a large number of sightings of these outrageous creatures, but the carcasses of several of them have been stranded on the shores themselves. The newspaper The Guardian itself has managed to prove that the beaches of this place aren't a game, especially if it's the Fish Hoek Beach. In this place, several tourists have managed to capture videos of wild beasts, although few can compare to the tragedy that occurred in a small boat in which a European family was sailing. The footage shows a calm day, but it quickly changes when a huge creature attacks the boat and manages to knock most of the tourists into the water. The scene is chilling and, according to local reports, part of the ship's crew disappeared at the bottom of the ocean. Following this event, Discovery Channel came to explore the beach for its Shark Week special. During the investigation, the people in charge spent several weeks trying to find some trace that would lead them to this mighty beast. Fortunately, before giving up the search, they came up with something surprising. One of the cameramen managed to capture on the horizon something that has astonished even the most incredulous. It's a real photograph of a monstrous shark. In it, you can see the shark's front fin and lower fin sticking out of the water, which has been used to measure the approximate size of this creature. The result is anything but encouraging. This monstrous shark is one of the largest specimens that has been sighted in the last 90 years, and it isn't strange that this has awakened all kinds of theories, among which is the possible existence of a megalodon. Of course, this matter remains unclear for the moment, but the constant complaints from locals and tourists only continue to fuel the idea that an unknown danger lurks in the place. Number 1. The Mariana Trench. We arrive not only at the place that offers the best conditions for a megalodon to appear, but rather at what many consider to be its true hiding place. The Mariana Trench is one of the deepest places on our planet. Its dark waters hide creatures that have never been seen by the human eye. It has such a violent and thriving biodiversity in its entrails that many researchers believe that many creatures will emerge from here in the coming years, creatures that we haven't even been able to classify so far. This explains the surprising findings of some Japanese researchers who were exploring the fauna of the Mariana Trench and left a smelly bait to attract some creatures from the depths when what no one imagined appeared. The few cameras they had on site managed to capture the arrival of a huge shark, almost as big as a whale, but much more agile and violent. Its skin was thick, its skull huge, and its body showed the characteristics of a creature that's used to staying in the dark. Poor quality photographs failed to capture the magnitude and dimensions of this beast, but the discovery quickly made all researchers realize that there's more than just blind animals or tiny creatures lurking in these depths. There's a wide diversity of life at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, and some of it has such monstrous dimensions that many are convinced that something will emerge from the depths to occupy the vast ocean in a short time. Of course, although this discovery is surprising, it isn't even the first one. The sea is a territory in a permanent state of discovery. We don't know all its secrets, and that explains why every now and then we find surprising creatures that emerge to the surface to remind us that the ocean is a dangerous place. If you also believe in the mysteries of the sea like us, then you'd better join us on a journey to learn about some of the most extraordinary facts that have been recorded in recent decades. Are you up for the challenge? Then follow us on another occasion to get ready to learn some amazing truths in the following videos.